Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
Great. I'm well. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Okay, the lighting and all of that looks good. Are you able to see if you can share your presentation?
That's what I'm trying to see if I can share how can I share my PowerPoint
So
presentation?
at the bottom, there are four icons, and it's
Yes,
the icon that looks like a computer screen.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I need to share it and click on,
I'll be
see,
on
how can
here
I,
and I'll keep myself muted. Most of the time, I'm homeschooling, so there's a little person talking to me. But I will, if you don't mind, I'll cut
uh,
in and read the whatever's in the chat for you.
oh, I got the wrong screen. Oh, let me move this to the other screen.
Okay, yeah, and I can see the screen too. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was a last minute fill-in, so I was like, oh.
I know
So,
when I checked the agenda yesterday, I was like, okay, is it a panel that's not who I was introduced to last week?
yeah, I was asked Friday at about 5 o'clock to fill in. And so this is my first presentation.
Okay, okay.
Right. So I'm new to the role, so I'm a little nervous,
Oh, don't
but
be.
we'll get it together.
So I will try to help as best possible. So I'm not for sure if you're familiar with ECDI, Economic Community and Development Institute,
Hmm.
but we are a CDFI. So we do
Okay.
lending to small businesses, startups, and stuff. So that's how I got to moderate this panel.
Okay.
Um, I'm not too new in my role, but I'm familiar with lending and access to capital for small businesses.
Okay.
We have several different loan programs and packages.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about our loan programs that we have for the state
Okay, yeah.
that people are not even aware of, and just talk off the top of my head.
Okay, well that's good. You're in the
Mhm.
role, so I have confidence you have the experience to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a short time period, but yeah, I have some other experience in some of this. So yeah,
Okay.
but we'll talk about that during the intro and everything. So
On on your screen, can you press the PowerPoint so that it's just showing the PowerPoint,
how I do
like the
that?
presenting screen?
Is that like that? I think that was the
Let's see.
that's how it happened.
So at the top of your PowerPoint screen, there should be a square that has like a play sign in it to on the left hand side.
It has a what sign?
The play button. It looks like the play on a DVD player or something.
Oh yes, that that. But now I can't see anybody.
I can still see the presentation. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Uh-oh. Mama? Yes, buddy. You put yourself on mute? No, I didn't. Well, tell the person that who me talking about. Hello, everyone. Okay. Are you able to get your screen back up, your PowerPoint back up?
Yeah, I have it back up over here, but
Okay.
yeah, I have it back up. Maybe I can try to put it down here at the bottom. And so I can share it that way. Yeah.
So try this option. Do you see slideshow in the tabs at the top?
Yeah, let me see here. Yes.
Okay, if you click that, the very first button on the left-hand side should say from the beginning.
Okay, from the beginning. There we go.
There we go. Great.
Yes, but only thing is I can't see you guys now. I can't see you.
That's okay. If you click the enter button for the PowerPoint, are you able to scroll through?
Yes, I'm able to scroll through it. There's a button down here where I can just scroll through.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and get started. We have 18 people with us already.
Okay.
Oh, and everyone is saying they can see us. Good morning, everyone. I can see you all now in the chat. It took me a second.
Yeah, I just
My
can't
name
see
is
you.
Mari.
Yeah, I just can't see you. That's the only thing.
Oh, they can see us though.
Okay, good.
The people, and I can still see you. So good morning, everyone. My name is Mari Griffin, and I am the program manager for ECDI, Economic Community and Development Institute, as well as the Women's Business Center located in OTR in Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you for joining us and welcome to Are You Capital Ready in the We Mean Business 2020 virtual conference. Today, Mr. Andre Connor will be presenting a presentation, Access to Financial Assistance, and I will let him introduce himself formally and we can start the presentation. Throughout the presentation, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat and I will relay them to Mr. Connor. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? My name is Andre Connor. Right now, I'm currently serving two roles. I work for the Ohio Development Services Agency, and right now I serve a role as the Financial Portfolio Officer, and as well as a new role as the Manager of the Business Solutions in the Minority Division. Thank you all for having me. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about Are You Capital Ready as it relates to access to financial assistance. What a lot of customers don't realize is that there's a lot of state money out there to be used for small businesses and definitely minority customers. We have 4 essential products that I wanted to show you in my PowerPoint slide as it relates to small business loans. We know that small business loans sometimes have issues accessing capital and just accessing loans, period. But these are 4 major products that we have at the state. Our first one is our minority bond program, where we do bonds up to $1 million to state certified minority businesses. We have a minority direct program where we do loans up to $1.5 million. And those loans are pretty much like traditional term loans, like you would see for vehicles and buildings and those type of things, as buying equipment. Interest rate as low as 3%, which I think is great. Also, we have 2 collateral enhancement programs, 2 capital access programs, and I'll go into detail regarding all of those.
Just 1 second, I will reach out to see if we can get him back. Andre working on logging back in and pulling his presentation up. So thank you all for your patience. You all can continue to, if you have any questions about capital, even though he is working on the presentation that you may want to ask, you can go ahead and drop those in the chat. In the chat, can we share what business owners we have in your business, what type of businesses that we have on the chat today? Thank you. I will ask him those questions when he joins us. As far as access to capital, ECDI also has several loan packaging programs. I will drop our website in the chat and you all can visit us and connect with us after the conference. Thank you all. We have several different types of business. Good morning, Alana. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, Aubrey. Thank you for your patience while we're having some technical difficulties. Andre is working on reconnecting with us.
Hi, Mari. I'm not sure what happened to Andre, but if I can share my screen, I can do my best to fill in for him until he gets back up online. So let's see how I can do that here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I don't see where it's allowing me to share my screen.
Did you click through the speaker's view or did you click through the other?
Oh, no, I did not. Okay, so let me go. Let me leave and come back in. All right, sorry. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you all for your patience. See, we have some additional people on. We are working through technical difficulties and our presenter will be right back with us. If you have any questions about capital readiness or loan programs, grant funding, you can drop them in the chat and I will relay them when the presenter returns. Thank you, Jill. So ECDI assists with access to capital through a few different ways. We are Kiva Lending Trustee, so we can help you with your campaign for crowdfunding. We also have several loan programs depending on what type of business that you own. So we have a special loan program called Capital for Construction that is specifically designated for construction industry, minority to be specific, construction businesses, as well as microloans. We have some SBA funding. And if we connect after the call, I can share more about our access to capital. I'll drop my email in the chat though. Hello, Miss Deborah.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can
You have an
hear
echo.
on my end, you don't have an echo.
Okay. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not sure what happened. But so I'll try to leave off where Andre.
No, it was a little buzz and then you went out on me. No, no, I still can't hear you. Let's see. All right, so you're off mute. Did you pull your headphones out? No. Can you hear me clearly though? No, I can tell that you're talking to me, but no, we can't hear. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Okay, okay. I understood. So Deborah will log out and then come right back in. She lost her sound. Thank you all so much for your patience this morning. We can continue to connect through the chat, and I am reading some of your questions. But I did drop my email. I can be contacted at mgriffin@ecdi.org. And dropped our website as well, ecdi.org, in the chat. Okay, let's see.
Okay. All right.
You see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is everything up?
yeah.
Technology, we got to make it work for us.
Okay, can you see my?
I can see your screen. Can you put it in presenter's view?
Okay, let's see here.
Are you inside of PowerPoint?
Yeah.
So you'll click the slideshow tab, and then there will be a button on the far left-hand side that says begin slideshow. Welcome to
Can
all
you see
the
it?
people that have joined us. Yes, I can see it.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up where Andre left off. There's a lot of echo on my end, so I'm hearing myself twice. So I'm gonna just get started. So Andre was talking about the minority business bonding program, and that provides surety bonds up to $1 million to approve state certified minority business. So what does it mean by state certified minority business? What that means is that you would have to get certified with the state of Ohio as an MBE in order to get this bonding through the bonding program. The next program we have is Minority Direct Loan Program, which provides funding up to $450,000 for eligible projects that land building, for like land, building, machinery, or equipment at rates as low as 3% interest. The other program we have is called the SSBCI Collateral Enhancement Program, which provides lending institutions with cash collateral deposits to use as additional collateral support for loans made to eligible small business. Then we have the Ohio Capital Access Program, which can provide funding up to $350,000 for land, building, machinery, or equipment, or it can also fund working capital needs such as inventory or payroll up to $250,000. Okay, so the bonding program, and I'm not going to go into all the detail. This is really Andre's background, but I will say that the bonds are administered under a bonding line. So you have a line of bonding credit, per se. The maximum bonding line is $1 million, and it expires after 12 months. Okay, it can be renewed. There is a 2% premium for each bond requested under the approved line. However, there isn't an application fee. With this bonding program, there isn't a job retention or creation ratio, which means that a lot of the loan programs that we have, it is required that you create jobs and you retain jobs. With the bonding program, that is not a requirement. So working capital line of credit is required for at least 20% of the requested amount. So if you're getting a line of credit for $100,000, then at least 20% of that will be the requested amount for your bond. Okay. It's recommended for approval on the 4th Tuesday of every month. This goes up to our advisory board, the Minority Development Financing Advisory Board. The typical turnaround is about 45 to 60 days for this application for approval. Let's see, I already went through that. So some of the benefits for the bonding program is that it gives you an opportunity to bid on projects as a general or prime contractor, the availability to bid or have more than one project at a time. So if you get a bond on project A, that does not mean you can't get a bond on project B. They are separate. Okay, so the short turnaround time for bond issuance, once bonding line is approved, and there is an opportunity to renew and increase bonding line if it is needed. Some of the requirements for an ideal candidate. So for the bonding program, construction, we have a lot of construction companies that need bonding for their program. Also in manufacturing, and any providers of goods or services to organizations that may request a bond. There is a 1-year experience completing the contracts. So you need to have at least 1 year of experience in the industry that you are working. And this is a requirement for the MBE certification as well. Let's see, access to working capital is also a criteria for an ideal candidate. And then planning to bid on contracts within the next 60 to 90 days. So we're not looking for someone who is past the 90 days, who needs a bond, like 120 days or 12 months in the future. Taxes and financials are current. This is important, and it is a requirement for all of our certifications as well. The Minority Business Direct Loan Program is finance up to 75% of your eligible project costs. There is a minimum equity injection of 10%, which is required by the borrower. The minimum loan amount is $45,000. And as Andre said, the typical fixed rate is about 3%. So the loan cannot exceed 10 years for equipment and 15 years on real estate. Okay, let's see, what else is here? The direct loan does have a job creation and retention ratio of 35,000 per job created or retained. So for every job that is retained, they need to see $35,000 per job created or retained. This does require an application fee of $300 and a 1.5% commitment fee upon controlling board approval. Some of the benefits of the direct loan program are the fact that it is a 3% fixed rate, which tends to be lower than your typical bank financing. You have up to 15-year fixed rate for owner-occupied property. And typical bank financing rates are fixed for 5 years and tied to prime or LIBOR. You have up to 10-year fixed rate for equipment. Typical bank financing is 5 to 7 years for equipment. The ideal candidate for the direct loan is, again, construction, manufacturing, goods and services, planning for growth over the next 6 to 12 months, plans to purchase owner-occupied property and or equipment, and you're able to demonstrate repayment from historical and projected cash flow. Again, your taxes and financials need to be current. Now, this is a program that I really like and I tend to use with a lot of our clients, which is the Collateral Enhancement Program, also known as CEP. So the CEP supplies pledged money market accounts to lending institutions to cover collateral shortfalls of individual small business loans, which is what the representatives from Fort Bank were talking about as far as collateral shortfalls. So with this program, for example, if you are a business owner and you need $100,000 loan, so and you don't have $100,000 and you don't have collateral, what we can do is make contact with a local bank, and we like to work with local community banks because we have access to decision makers rather quickly versus going to some of the larger financial institutions. So we'll set up a meeting with the bank on your behalf, and you as a business owner will be there to participate in that meeting. You will need a business plan for all of these financial programs that we offer, which is part of being credit ready. You will need your financials, and once again, as the representatives from Fort Bank spoke about, you need your cash flow statement, your income statement, and your balance sheet, and any projections that you have as how you intend to pay back this loan that you're asking. So we'll sit down and meet with the bank and go over your financials with them. If it's $100,000, then you would need to put up 20%, okay? The state would put up 20% of that, and then the state would put up 40%, I'm sorry, and then the bank would put in 60%. So you would have 10%, I'm getting so confused. You'd have 10% that the business owner would put in, the state would put in 40%, and then the bank would put in the rest. So that would total the 100% for the loan. I'm sorry if I confused you on that one. So the criteria for the collateral enhancement program would be 5 million maximum fixed assets and working capital loans, $100,000 minimum working capital loans, and $300,000 maximum money market deposit on fixed assets and working capital loans. So the money market deposit cannot exceed 30% of the loan amount or 50% of loan amount for certified minority businesses or hub zone businesses. The maximum term for a real estate loan is 15 years, and the maximum term for equipment loans is 7 years. For short-term working capital loans is 1 year. For the borrower requirements, the borrower would need to pay 2% of the money market deposit at closing, provide minimum of 10% equity in the project, which is a 1 to 2 to 1 debit coverage ratio, pays other lender application and closing costs, and it does have a job creation and retention requirement. So 1 job for every $50,000 in money market deposit, and it must be a for-profit. So with the CEP, the Collateral Enhancement Program loan, you can use these proceeds for real estate, renovations, equipment, working capital, leasehold improvements, inventory, rolling stock, refinancing of another lender's debt.
We're freezing just a little bit, but I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm still hearing an echo, which is why
we haven't been hearing you echo at all.
Okay, but in my ear it's echoing, and I'm having a really hard time talking with you guys. So there's a whole list of reasons why certain things would be ineligible for the Collateral Enhancement Program. So for example, refinancing current lenders' existing debt. We cannot do that. If you have a debt with another lender, you cannot use this program to refinance that debt. Placing under protection of the CPE prior debt that is not covered under the CEP and that is or was owed by the borrower to the lender or to an affiliate of the lender. It's financing a change of business ownership. So if you're changing ownership of your business and there are fees or financial obligations related to that change of ownership, you cannot use the CEP program to cover that cost. Reimbursement of funds owed to any owner cannot be used for that. Okay. Repaying delinquent state or federal withholding taxes, financing a non-business purpose, enhancing the unguaranteed portion of an SBA or other federally guaranteed loan, and loans that cannot demonstrate a collateral shortfall. So those are some of the things that you cannot use the CEP loan for Collateral Enhancement Program for.
We do have one question about that program.
Okay.
Will Carter, as a startup, we will provide a pro forma. Would that suffice for the CEP?
No, you need to have your business plan. You need to have your pro forma, your balance sheet, your cash flow statement. So you need all of your financials. And so what we would do is, what Andre would typically do is sit down with the loan manager at the bank, with you as the owner, your business plan and your financial statements. I can't see the question, so.
Only one regarding that program.
Okay. So with Ohio Capital Access Program, let's see, loan portfolio insurance program for lenders. So that's what this is. Assist small businesses, for-profit and nonprofit, to obtain credit for growth. The borrower contributes 1.5% to 3% of a loan into a reserve fund, which is held by the lender. State contribution to the reserve fund is 10% of the loan amount, or 80% if you're an MBE. And this is a list of criteria for the Ohio Capital Access Program. Lines of credit, fixed asset financing and refinancing, $350,000 maximum for fixed asset financing, $250,000 maximum for working capital. A maximum term for a real estate loan is 15 years. Maximum term for equipment loans is 7 years. For short-term working capital loan is 1 year. And the interest rate is determined by the lender. So in this situation, the bank will determine what the interest rate will be for your loan. The borrower requirements are you must create and retain jobs, pay lenders normal application and closing costs, and you must be an Ohio business, less than $10 million in gross revenue and under 250 employees. It is for profit entities and not nonprofit entities. So if you're a nonprofit, you are not eligible for this loan.
So one question for that. So although the requirement is that the business is in Ohio, is it a requirement that you have to be a resident of Ohio as well?
Yes.
Okay.
All of our state programs and state products that we offer, you have to be a resident of the state of Ohio, and you have to be a citizen of the United States of America. You need to be in business for at least 1 year. And some of these loan programs require you to be MBE certified in order to fully take advantage of the opportunities. So for example, the collateral enhancement program, if you are MBE certified, then the state will put up 50% collateral and the loan will be based on the other 50%. So the example I gave earlier, I got a little confused. So if you're asking for a loan of $100,000 and you put in, you are MBE certified, the state will put up 50% of that. So they would put in 50%, you would put in 10%, and then the bank would do 40%. So I got that really confused earlier, but that's the way it works. I hope I answered the question.
Yes. In the last slide, it said that the OCAP is for both for-profit and nonprofit. Is that correct, or is it only for for-profit?
The OCAP is for for-profit entities only. I'm sorry if I confused you. It is not for nonprofit businesses.
Thank you. That was the last question.
Okay. And my slides have froze. Okay, 1 second. I think we need to.
Hello?
Is there a question?
Deborah?
Yes.
This is Andre. I'm not sure. It took me forever to get to IT because somehow I lost you guys, and I don't know how I lost it.
Well, I am so happy you're back. I'm going to turn this over to you.
I was rambling through the presentation as if you guys were here because I know I couldn't see you guys, but I know you guys could hear me. And I was just rambling. I realized that I wasn't getting any type of feedback. So sorry about that. I had some issues. I had to get a hold of IT, and I don't even know where you left off. I will definitely pick up.
Okay, I left off at, let's see, ineligible use of proceeds for OCAP.
OCAP, ineligible use. Okay, gosh, I am so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry about the little IT issue. I thought I was I thought it was online with everyone, and I was just rambling through the presentation. So sorry about that. If you guys have any questions up to this point, you can definitely ask questions. I'll take any questions up to this point.
Andre, I'm getting off and Mari's getting back on.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and pick up where Deborah left off. Like again, I apologize. I lost a connection. I didn't even realize
Welcome back, Andre.
Yes, I didn't even realize I lost the connection. I feel so embarrassed.
No worries, no worries. We cannot control technology.
Yeah, I got with IT and they got me back on board. I didn't even realize I was off. I was just talking all through the presentation, but I'll pick back up where she talked about the it looks like she went through the ineligible customers on the CAP program. So I'll pick it up on the next page where this is some of our participating lenders that we have this list. We definitely have more banks and more credit unions that are involved, but this is an example of some of the banks and credit unions that we have that help us with our capital access program.
Are you able to share the screen with us? We can't see.
Oh, I thought I had the screen shared with you.
No,
back downstairs, the bottom. I don't want to. Hopefully, I don't lose you guys again. Let's see. There we go. Is that working?
Yes, we can see it. Yes.
There we go. There we go. There are some of our participating lenders that we have for our program. Like I said, there are several other banks and credit unions, but this is an example of some of the ones that we have with our programs. Let me see. The next slide is going to be
all right, so we lost him again. I think there is an issue with his presentation, so I'm going to see if maybe I can pull it up. Just one moment. Are you still there?
hello. Sorry, I keep losing.
Okay. I will try to share the presentation and see if that eliminates it. One question I have is, are you in a Google browser?
Yes.
Okay, so I will try to pull up your presentation and see if I can share from my screen then. Okay. Let's see. Can you see the presentation?
There we go. Yep, I can see it.
All right.
All right.
And then
you go down to page 23.
Yes.
Sorry for the mix-up, everyone.
Okay, so I am in presenter view, so just let me know where.
I will let you know. You'll see program comparison.
Okay, let's see. There we go.
There we go, right there. Yep, there we go, right there. You can, this right here will give you a overview of the difference between our CEP and our CAP program. The one great thing about the CAP program, it can be used for nonprofit companies. That's one of the things that's actually pretty good about this program. Like the CAP program is definitely a deposit pool program. Some of the differences that you'll see is that the CEP program is $5 million of a loan maximum compared to the CAP program, which is $350,000 maximum loan in fixed assets and $250,000 in working capital. Those are the minimums. Go to the next. This is our last slide. So what I really want to do is, I know I missed quite a bit, pretty much almost most of it, but what questions does anyone have right now that I can try to answer? Can't hear you. I can't hear you, Deborah. I mean, I can't hear you, Ms. Gray.
No worries. Okay, there we go. I was saying I was scrolling back to the top portion we had in the beginning. Rachel Leafel, sorry if I mispronounced your name. I would like to ask, what are the requirements for the programs he was mentioning before so we went over some of the requirements. What steps do business owners need to take to become capital ready?
Some of the steps I think that a lot of companies need to do is definitely do your homework on your business before you get started. You look for, I recommend a lot of people to look for investors, let those be professional or venture capital companies, or just some personal investors. Most companies that I've seen start up with a lot of people I know, most of those investments have come from family and friends, to be honest. You know, a lot of those loans that people invest in, of course, those loans are always going to be subordinated to the bank or to the financial institute that they use. When companies look to become financially ready, a lot of companies, what I like to ask people are you ready to, can you survive as far as capital wise, if you look to open a business, because you might not be able to pay yourself maybe for 3 months to a year. You might not be able to pay yourself, and that's that's not to scare anyone off. That's just to be realistic. I have a couple of people I know who tried to open up a restaurant, and they had a very difficult time just being able to survive personally, because once you pay for your vendors, your inventory is going to be going out the door, your employees, your utilities, and your rents. Next thing you know, you hope that you have broke even to be able to sustain your business, but sometimes you're not able to pay yourself. So you got to be able to have that expectation of, maybe I need to have enough capital, like I said, maybe 3 months to a year before I can actually put money in their own pockets. And that's a challenge that I see a lot of companies have. Some companies are fortunate enough to where they have a spouse or a partner that they can rely on, or they can have, they've gone through venture capital companies and be able to raise some capital that way. A lot of times where I see companies also raise capital is they pretty much look to sell. I've had certain people who sell certain clothing or other materials. They'll sell before they even open a business. They'll try to sell some of their products on their own to raise capital. So it's just one of those things where you got to put your bootstraps on and do your homework, and you got to be willing to put the work in. You do have, the state does have another, there's another division within the state. It's called Third Frontier, where they help, and I can try to help get some information to some individuals on that. They can my email address is on the front of the presentation, and I'll get that up. Ohio Third Frontier is definitely a good program to help startup companies, people who are looking to get their companies off the ground.
Yeah. Another question we had, so in the slide where you listed the funders, and credit unions. Monique Rogers Dogby asks, are there Black bank participants that you all work with?
We work with banks and credit unions here in Ohio, and I'm not aware of any Black-owned banks or credit unions in Ohio. Sorry for my ignorance on that part. I'm not aware of any. If they are,
I'm not either.
yeah, if they are,
Please
yeah,
share if you do know. If you're in the chat, please share because I'm not aware of any either.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any.
We have another question from Alana. As a small LLC looking to grow further, what is the best route to undertake to access funding if you do not have great credit?
If you don't have great credit, like I said, personal investors, family, friends, and actually your existing savings account. I know some people, they don't like to do it, but some people take a home equity loan, pull some equity out from their home if they have equity. But I know she says she does not have, someone who does not have great credit. I've known people to sell personal assets, but a lot of times it's getting with companies like Ohio Third Frontier to see if you are eligible for funds. There's also, like I say, just finding those personal investors, people who are willing to invest in you and your business. One thing is having a great business plan when you do talk to family and friends, and when you do talk to people who are looking to invest, who you want to invest in your business. A great business plan goes a long way.
I agree. We just have one more question. It kind of resembles the last two. So what are the best options for access to capital, for bootstrapping, for more startups, ideation businesses? So far, these programs seem catered to more mature businesses.
Like I said, I can get the Ohio Third Frontier program, and also the Ohio Third Frontier. I wish I had some more information on that program, so forgive me for not, but that is a state program that works with customers who do not have access to, or who have access getting capital to start their business. If anyone is interested, I can provide my email so I can get you that information emailed to you. I probably can't. I'm scared to try to type in something because I might lose it. But I think
if you don't mind, I can drop your contact information in the chat.
My email address down here at the bottom. So.
Yep, there you go. It's in there. Thank you.
Yeah.
We do have one last question. Let's see. Okay. We are looking for capital for a web development / legal / advertisement business. We are SEC regulated, so we are restricted from advertisements until we get that SEC. As a high growth technology model, is there a program that would best fit us?
As a high technology model, there is a program within the state. I'm sorry, this isn't a minority program, but there is a program within the state, and that program is called, excuse me, I'm trying to remember the name off of the top of my head. It's called the Innovation Ohio program, and they work with a lot of tech companies, companies who are trying to get on board as a tech company and also existing tech company. We realized that program is like a high risk program because technology is high risk. If you can also go on to the Ohio Development Services Agency's website, and that's the name of Ohio Development Services Agency, and there's a drop-down menu of our existing programs, and one of those programs is the Innovation Ohio program, and you can click on there and you can see if you're eligible for that program. It'll give you a better description of that program, and also it'll give you a contact person for that program. I know we have a budget in that program, I think of about a $25 million in that program for usage.
Okay. Are these things you need to be capital ready? And then they listed written business plan, 36-month cash flow projections, third-party feasibility data, business credit optimization, and personal credit optimization.
Do you have to be capital?
Do you need those things in order to be capital ready?
I don't think you need all those things to be, capital ready. I think a good business plan is great. I think if you can provide projections, that is great also. But I don't think you need all of these. We've had some people to come through, and we do have customers with a little bit of shaky credit. But if they can provide a great business plan, some projections, and there have been some ways for some customers to be eligible to a few loans. It's all about just looking to see what you're eligible for, what you can apply for. There's so much data on our website as far as loan programs and the eligibility. These are Ohio minority loans. These are just this is the minority piece of what we have here to offer at the state. But there's several other programs.
So I think you kind of just answered this question.
Frontier is major. Is major for early business development for those companies who have minimum capital to start their business.
Okay. So this question says, are you speaking from the state's point of view for capital readiness or just across the board?
Across the board. I speak that way across the board because, like I said, I've known people coming from the bank. You see people trying to start construction businesses, restaurant businesses. I'm just talking about overall across the board.
So I think oh, we lost him again. Uh-oh. 1 second. Thank you all so much for your patience throughout this session. We've had some technical difficulties that have been out of our control. All right. All right, so he is working on rejoining us. Oh, thank you all. We just got to keep it moving. Did you all have any other questions, maybe for Deborah or myself about our particular programs aligned with being capital ready? I know that Ms. Deborah does working with business plans thank you, Deborah, I'll get into that. That they do a lot of working with business plans, as do we. So the Women's Business Center is hosted by ECDI. So what we offer outside of capital readiness, we've hit a lot today on business plans and the importance of those, and all of the clients, the programs that we work with, and all of our loan programs, we require you to have a business plan as well. But we also help even from ideation stage. So if you just have an idea that you want to, start a business, if you want to start a nail salon or start a construction business, that's the very first thing we do is start with the business plan and the breakdown of that. So you've joined us again, Mr. Connor. So
I'm not sure what's happening there.
It's okay. It's okay.
Harrison, so I'm sorry about that.
We understand that, as everyone would like to say, our new normal is very heavy technology. So with everybody being home for school and work, I understand. I was just talking about the different programs that we have at ECDI outside of being, actual capital programs. We do a lot of things for pre-planning, which is the business planning, helping with financial projections, and these are free programs. So if you connect with us via web, I'll drop my email in the chat again, and you can schedule a one-on-one consultation, and then webinars like this one that you're attending right now. I do think we were on a question. I thought we were on a question. I think that we answered the last question. Was it from the point of what you were speaking about from the point of view of the state or across the board?
Across the board, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I was going to ask the question. So a lot of the programs that you mentioned throughout your presentation, does it require you to be MBE certified for all of those programs first?
Yes, the state looks for you to be MBE certified for sure.
Okay, and then
Can I
the
ask
first
you a question? And actually,
yes.
What about your programs? Do your programs, do you have to be MBE certified to?
No.
Okay.
You do not have to be MBE certified. And one thing that we do is we either connect you with individuals from the state or the city to become certified. So we'll do programs on it, but we don't actually help certify organizations. And you can get the loan. We lend to startups. There are different requirements that you have to meet as far as credit score, having that business plan together, but you do not have to have certification.
Okay.
Are there any more questions for Mr. Connor? Oh, no, please do not be deterred. I think that question is for me, Will Carter. The Women's Business Center, we do have a focus on working with women entrepreneurs, but it is not exclusive to male-owned businesses, minority businesses, disadvantaged businesses. We work with businesses from all aspects, all entities. So no, it does not have to be women-owned to receive our services or a loan either.
And I really encourage if anyone wants to talk to me one-on-one, you can definitely email me with your contact information, and I will definitely, I definitely will not have a problem talking to you one-on-one if you have some specific questions or needs. If anyone needs help applying for the loan and walking through that process, that's not a problem also.
All right, and we have one, I think that maybe both of us can answer this question for the different loan programs. What about credit score? What is the kind of minimum for that or requirement for a credit score?
To be honest, this is the one thing that I've seen with the Minority Direct program. They want to see a business, they want to see your personal tax returns and your personal financial statement, but they don't necessarily pull your personal credit bureau report. So a lot of people we might not be able to see that. We won't see that personal credit report. They're not pulling it. So and that's just, I'm pretty sure that's probably been huge for a lot of our customers as well.
Absolutely.
When I ask for my email address again, I will type that again. I pray that I don't lose you guys in the process of typing anything.
If not, I can put your email in as well. And then Danielle, I'll answer that question on my end. We do run your personal credit. Like I said in the beginning, we lend to small businesses that are in ideation stage. So these are businesses that have not started operation. They may have not even filed with the Secretary of State yet. But we are more of a non-traditional lender in the sense of that we run through a lot more things, and it's denial and approval is not solely based on your credit. So we have worked with businesses with a credit score as low as 590. One of the requirements of having a lower credit score, though, is that you have to go through credit counseling with the Women's Business Center. And so we'll connect you with our advisors to help build your credit, work on different setting up different payment plans. If there are things that don't belong on your credit score, we work with helping get those things off. So it does not weigh as much as maybe if you went to a bank, but we do not just automatically deny because your credit score is low. Are there any other questions for myself or for Andre? Oh, yes. So Deborah asked, can you recap the CEP, the collateral split? I think I may have been confused the participants when I was presenting. So on that, I know that one part of that, when she was talking about collateral enhancement program, I think it was a collateral enhancement program, there was a question of if it was for-profit businesses only, or can nonprofits apply for that?
Not the CEP program. CEP program is just for-profit companies. Our Ohio CAP program, those companies are, nonprofits are eligible for our CAP program.
Okay. And then can you just talk about the money amount for the CEP?
The CEP program, I want to go back on the slide, but I'm scared to touch it.
Oh, no, it's me. I have it pulled up.
Okay.
So
I don't want to lose it. Yeah, just
yeah, no worries. Is there one more before this? Okay. Is this a good place to start at, or would you like me to?
Actually, for our CE program, our loan limits are 5 million in maximum assets and working capital, and 35,000 minimum in working capital. As far as the loan amounts, that actually depends on the bank, because these programs are going through the bank, but we do have a maximum that we will lend up to. Like I say, $5 million on fixed assets and working capital, and 35,000 on a minimum working capital line of credit. And like on the CEP program, we normally try to go up to 30% of the loan, and up to 50% on certified minority businesses, except for those businesses that are high risk, what they consider high risk, like restaurants, food trucks, and those type of franchises. Normally, and from my experience from working in the bank, normally those type of businesses like restaurants and those food trucks, when they do come in for loans for the bank normally makes them put down more of a down payment because they are considered high risk. And so since the bank is asking for more money because they are high risk, what we normally contribute to that is not we won't go up to 30% of the loan. We'll normally go up to, on restaurants, like 15%. We'll go up to 15. Yeah, there it is right there. We'll go up to 15%.
Okay. The business bonding program seems designed for construction companies. Does bonding assistance apply to other industries such as financial services, and that does not need to bid on projects?
Yes, that does not need to bid on projects. From what I've experienced, like I said, I'm in a role recently as of 3 weeks, but working with the previous gentleman, I've seen our bonding program work for non-construction, but they do need to be bidding on a project. They do need to be bidding on a project. It doesn't necessarily have to be construction. We've had some lawn care companies bid on projects for lawn care, snow removal. We've had those type of bids. We've seen, I'm trying to give us some other example, food services businesses. We've had one company, they had a food service, and they did bid for prisons and correction centers. So they were bidding on using their food services for that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be for construction at all.
Okay. That's good to know. How does an MBE need to put up as collateral? I think it means, what does the MBE need to put up as collateral, and how does the state and bank? How much money it should say above? I'm sorry, Ms. Deborah, your question is confusing a little bit. But basically, so what I'm getting from her question is, as an MBE, what do they need to put up for collateral? What types of things do they put up for collateral?
For the MBE, when people, say for instance, they applying for a direct loan, those type of things, collateral, normally through our direct loan program, we know those types of collaterals are normally pretty strong. Those are people who are trying to buy equipment, vehicles, purchase real estates. We normally don't see a lot of unsecured loans coming through our minority direct programs. I won't say what type of collateral do you have to put up. I would say more of what is the purpose of your loan? What is what would you want to use the proceeds for? Because the bankers would, a bank would ask the same thing. What are the proceeds for? The proceeds are to purchase equipment and real estate. Those things would definitely be, of course, used as collateral, and those normally are pretty strong. We have something solid that we're working with. And was there something in regards to how much money?
Yes. I'm not sure which question that
Normally,
one.
we would ask for a 10% equity injection. That's we would ask for a minimum of 10% equity injection, and normally just proof of where that equity injection came from.
Okay, and then so her questions are broken up. The collateral, when you have the collateral, is it broken up between the bank and the state? She said, is it 10% for MBE, 40% for bank, and 50% for state?
Is that for a particular loan product or
the CEP loan?
Oh, I'm sorry, the CEP loans. Normally through these CEP loans, we would cover, like I say, up to 30%. Say, for instance, you go to one of the participating banks, and you have collateral as far as you want to put up collateral. I get her question now because I'm going back to what she's asking now. You have you're going for a loan and you want to use your building as collateral. You want to go for a loan for $200,000, but your business is only worth the building is only valued at $170,000. So you're like $30,000. You're like $30,000 short. We can step in and fill that need for that extra $30,000, because that'll be about 30% of somewhere close to, like, we'll come in and secure up to 30% of that.
Let's see, we'll give him a second to try to log back in. He's been quick with logging back in. I was just typing in the chat, are there any other questions regarding specific businesses that feel they are capital ready? Are any of you all at that point where you feel you're ready to connect with the lender to apply for a loan? Let's see. I do believe Jalita popped that in the bottom. Let's see if, or she put it in the chat above. Let's see if
Can you hear me, Mari?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Hello.
So while you're doing that, what I was referring to with the CPE collateral enhancement program is that the state will put up 30% of the loan if you are not MBE certified. If you are MBE certified, the state will put up to 50% of the loan for a certified owned business. But it cannot be a restaurant or food truck or a franchise operation. And up to 15%, like Andre said, for restaurants, food trucks, and franchises. So it's 30% if you're not MBE certified, 50% if you are MBE certified, and only 15% if you are in a food industry or a franchise.
And I have one question about these. So are all of these loans open for both? I know it's for-profit and nonprofit, but are they open for both product-based and service-based businesses?
Yes, and there are certain products that are open for both nonprofit and for-profit, and there are products that are not open for both. So that would be I'd have to go back through these slides because I haven't looked at this in a while. But I think it's the direct loan is for-profit only. I think that's what he said. Let me see if I can.
Correct.
Let me see if I can find it so I can make sure I'm giving you all the right information.
Startup is going through reconstruction. Do you help with that? Donita Smith, I would need a little bit more clarification on what you mean restructuring. Are you looking for like technical assistance, or do you mean reconstruction and you need capital for that? And thank you, Jen. Now I'm echoing. Andre just messaged me. He is trying to get back on.
So yeah, so the CEP is a for-profit Ohio business. So I just want to make that clarification. This is a crazy session. You were doing so well, Maury.
Technology was gonna hit us one day. Why not the last day?
Right, exactly. Why not the last day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
We had one from Donita. She was asking about her startup is going through reconstruction, and do we assist with that? To start a mobile service or mobile office space for cosmetology and barber school services, yes, capital. So if she's a startup looking to restructure, could she benefit from any of these loan programs?
So when you say restructure, can you be specific? Are you restructuring a loan that you already have?
Let's see. As she answers our question, just so it's not dead air, we do have okay. She said from a brick and mortar business to mobile now. So that's her restructuring.
Oh, so you're changing your business model. Okay.
Right. And she is not speaking about a loan.
Okay. So I think that the state can assist you with a direct loan or a collateral enhancement loan as far as that is concerned. But we do not restructure loans that you already have. So the money that you would get from the state, you could not use to pay down or restructure that loan. As far as any programs from Jelly, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, that assists with surety bonds. The state has a bond program, and I think he may have gone into that. So there is a minority business bonding program that we have that can assist you. So you do need to be MBE certified in order to take advantage of the bonding program with the state of Ohio.
Let's see. That looks like all of the questions at this point. Does anyone have any further question? Oh, wait.
The First Frontier is the technology program I believe Andre was speaking about. So if you Google Ohio State First Frontier, you should come up with it should come up with their website. It's called the First Frontier.
Ohio. Thank you, Jalita. She just dropped it in the chat.
Okay. Third Frontier. Sorry.
Yep, Ohio Third Frontier. He said the program was geared toward bidding on projects. Yes, that's correct, Jalil. It doesn't necessarily have to be a construction-based business, just as long as there was some type of bidding in the project. Does the MBA certification have a cost? Yes.
No, our MBEs do not have a cost. Yeah, none of our certifications have a fee. So we have the MBE, we have EDGE, encouraging diversity, growth and equity, and then we have the Veteran Business Enterprise. We will soon have the WBE, and none of our certifications come with a fee.
Awesome. Let's see. What would a retail or clothing resale store be considered to be when applying for a loan or help? I hope this question is on topic. Thank you. Yes, it is. But when you say what would it be considered, what do you mean?
Are you asking in relation to like with the restaurant businesses, as far as the amount we fund for restaurant businesses versus other industry types? Is that what you're referring to?
Let's see. Yes, he said yes.
He said yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for retail business, they would look for the same requirements depending on the type of loan. If it was a collateral, a direct loan, they would look for the same criteria. It's just with the food industry, they tend to not fund at the same level. So I think it was 15% versus the 30% or the 50%.
Okay, let's see. That's no problem. The link for the certification is in the chat. And then if they had further certification questions, Ms. Deborah, can they contact you after the conference?
Yes, they can contact me. They can also contact Jolita if they're interested in certifications with the Ohio Department of Transportation. For the state certifications, I'm putting my information in now.
Sorry. And then, Ms. Deborah, we've had several questions about the recording. Will they have access, or will we be able to send them the recording after this?
The recording, I believe, is going to be posted on our website, and I think I can send the link. I need to speak with Joshua on that, but yes, it will be available. I'm just not sure if we have to post it on a YouTube location or if we can post it on our website.
Great. We have another question. So that would be a max of $35K to borrow or loan.
I don't understand.
I believe that's in regards to the person asking about lending help for the clothing and resale store. I'm sorry, your question was a little broken up, so it's hard to follow that.
So if you are MBE certified, and depending on the type of loan you're requesting from the state, will determine the percentage amount of funds that you will be eligible to receive, or they'll back as far as the loan is concerned. So these PowerPoints will also be available to you. And then you can also reach out to me if you're interested in any of our loan programs, and I can connect you directly with Andre, and he can go over everything with you as well.
Great, thank you. So we are coming to the end of our session. We have about 4 minutes. Does anybody else have any questions for us? I would say thank you all so much for your patience throughout this hour and a half. You all have been very patient and still with your questions and trying to gain information. Deborah did drop her contact information in the chat just a moment ago. I'll drop mine as well. Do you have anything further, Deborah?
No, I just want to, can you become an MBE if you're out of state? Well, the state of Ohio's certification programs are specifically for state of Ohio residents. If you are in Kentucky, Kentucky has certifications as well. If you Google minority business programs for Kentucky, it will come up with a whole list of organizations who can assist you not only in getting your certifications, but with business planning, ideation, any type of technical development workshops or skills that you are interested in acquiring. They have programs for that as well. There is a business in Kentucky called Go To Girl. And what they do is they work with business owners for a fee and helping you to maneuver through the certification process in Kentucky. And they will help you with getting your business plan together, getting all your documents together, but they do charge a fee. And the name of that business is Go To Girl. It's Go To Girl. So if you Google that, you'll be able to find it. But there are also organizations that do not charge a fee that you can access in Kentucky, as well as Indiana. Once again, most states have programs specifically designed for minority-owned businesses. I would just say you need to do your due diligence and researching those programs.
And you can connect with ECDI for any of your loan needs as well.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, we do not require you to be MBE certified. Right now, we do service all 88 counties in Ohio and then 3 counties in northern Kentucky. So along the lines of Boone County, the other 2 are slipping my mind, but the Covington, Newport area. If you email me, and you're in Kentucky, I can let you know those exact counties that we service. The Go To Girl is in Kentucky.
Yes.
And if you're referring to ECDI, that is all of Ohio, northern Kentucky. And then what Ms. Deborah was talking about as far as the MBE certifications are only Ohio. So it is 12:30, Ms. Deborah.
Yes, it is. And so our time is up here. Maury, I'm going to toss it to you. You did a fabulous job. Thank you so much for keeping everyone calm. You know, I get rattled very quickly, but you millenniums know how to keep it cool and just move through the process. So thank you so much, Maury.
Thank you. Thank you. And please contact us through our emails. I think the chat will live here for a little bit, so you can grab those email addresses. And maybe we'll talk to you in another session. And you can also visit the expo booth at the end of the day. I will be there with to answer any other questions about ECDI and the Women's Business Center.
And please visit our sponsors. We have commercials from our sponsors, so please make sure you visit their booths as well and check out their commercials. And don't forget that we have our closing remarks today with Dr. J.C. Baker. So next coming up is alternative funding. So thank you so much for staying with us today.
Thank you all. Bye.